So I stayed at a homestay last night in the mountains, and I had a great experience. Except for I didn't sleep well because early in the morning there was lots of noise with the. I don't do well with roosters, but anyways, the point of this video is to um, mention uh, the power of guidance, um, and trusting. So the young man that where I stayed at the homestay this morning, we had a nice conversation, thanking each other for being there, and I thanked him for having me, and blah blah blah. But he's he suggested I started to show him on a map where well, I said I need to go to a bank machine like an ATM, and so I was showing him the city that was about an hour away that I was going to go to, and then from there I was showing him the direction I was going to go, and he suggested this village that he was originally from, and he said it's beautiful, and anyways, he recommended it to me, and again, you can never tell. You can never tell by looking at the map where the heck these places are. I should select satellite view on my maps to see the elevations and things. Not that it matters, because you know what? The element of surprise is actually super amazing anyways, but this has been beyond a surprise. Literally the drive here was just spectacular. It was a freshly paved new road that was literally just one of them twisty, windy, beautiful view all the way up through the mountains, down, up, down, everywhere. It was just incredible. Everywhere you looked was beautiful views, big, huge mountains. And then of course I get up to this village, and it really starts to get quite technical. There's just like the road gets narrower and narrower, and I stopped at this first. There's all these homestays, and they have signs out front. There's so many of them. Most of the places up here are homestays. It's I don't know. It's a whole village of homestays. Anyways, so the first one I stop at, they have like a little like a private bungalow, and I lovely young woman I was talking to, and she we messaged back and forth in the Google Translate, and I asked her how much, and she said it was 800,000 for the night, and I'm like, holy shit, like no way. Like I'm used to paying no more than 300,000. That's 300,000 dong is 12 American dollars, so it would be about 15 bucks Canadian, which I still know is not a lot, but to be honest, I mean, even last night I was in this gorgeous place in the mountains, and it was the guy charged me 150, so that was what, $6, 6 American dollars, like 7 bucks Canadian. And then again, same. So now here I am. It was so funny because I didn't know where to go. All of a sudden there was all these homestays, and I'm like stopping at every one, just looking. I went into another one after the bungalow one, and I was like, no one came. Like it was like just, I thought, okay, there's resistance right away, right? Like no one was there, no one came. The motorbike was running, but I don't know. I just turned around and I left, and then I started driving up, and I had marked like a little cafe that was up in the mountains here. I had marked a cafe, so I thought I'll just go there, and then I'll look around on the Google and see, like, I don't know, plan my next move, right? So I get to the cafe, and it's closed, but there's a gentleman standing there, and I'm like, coffee cafe? And he's like, no, it's closed. And I'm like, is homestay? And he's like, oh, you want homestay? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I know there's thousands of them, but all of a sudden he's like, hey, come with me. And I just was like, okay. And I followed him, and I thought he was just taking me like around the corner. He took me, like, we drove for like another 10 minutes all the way up through these, and it got really gnarly, and I don't have a good motorbike. And like, even in first gear on my motorbike, like if it gets a little steep, it bogs out, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's one of them, you're just praying that, the bike doesn't conk out on you, and it's like just has just enough power to And then, of course, even on the last little stretch, we turn up this road and there's like a big pile of gravel in the way, and you had to like mimic your way around it. Almost wiped out, and I'm just like, what the fuck, right? But honestly, it's one of them things that I was just like, I'm supposed to follow this guy. I have no idea why I was. And then I pull up and then I see all these beautiful little bungalows, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel bad if I get up here and the guy's like, oh, it's this much money and I don't want to pay that much. And then I'm kind of scrambling again, and then he was basically just bringing me here, and he's like, coffee, you can have coffee here. And then he just turned around and drove away, and there was like 3 ladies, and one of them speaks perfect English. And she's like, yeah, you want a coffee? I'm like, sure. And then, or whatever. And then I'm sitting here, and she's like, I said, where's a good homestay, to stay at? She's like, oh, you can stay here. We have rooms. And I'm like, okay, I see you got the bungalows or whatever. But she's like, well, we have a dorm too, a nice dorm. And she's like, and it's not like there's hardly any guests this time of year. There's nobody here, so you'll probably have it all to yourself or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. And I'm like, and I'm just afraid to ask, but I'm like, how much? And she's like, 100,000. 100,000. 100,000. That's $4 American. $4 fucking American. And guys, wait till I turn this around. Like, I'm way up in the mountains, like, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. There's this beautiful patio here, all these beautiful gardens, butterflies everywhere, the little cafe up there, huge mountain. Look at the huge mountain in the background over there. Like it. I, did you catch that? I mean, I really don't have any words. Like, oh my gosh, you guys want an inexpensive vacation? You can, message me, because I'll help you. I mean, the people are happy to have guests here, and they're happy, for the business, and yet it's crazy inexpensive for us, like, I can't wait to see the dorm. It's probably gorgeous for all I know. But anyways, oh my gosh, this is one of these places you could just stay like for a long time. Like, think about it. You'd spend a month here. And even I was just talking to the lady, and she was like, yeah, there's all kinds of like little roads all over back in here. You can roam around for days. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing, right? And anyways, I'm gonna cut this video off because my battery's about dead, and I can't even tell, like, once I get down past 5%, it just kind of dies out. But anyways, I just wanted to share with you. It's just crazy. Like, my adventure here just keeps getting better, and it just keeps improving. And again, the power of just listening, first of all, just be pure love yourself, and then, and then listen and pay attention to all the signs, and just be aware. Like, so that guy telling me, to go to this village, it wasn't even it's literally an hour, like, off of the main road in the completely different direction than I was going and whatever. But I, for some reason, just knew that, I don't know, I just sensed that it was the right thing. And I thought, well, I have time, and worst case scenario, you stay a night and then you just leave, the next day, and maybe it was a beautiful drive and whatever, right? And it was far beyond, just absolutely so incredibly far beyond what my wildest dreams. I really should have videoed the drive here. I mean, honestly, so I've just found out, I asked the lady, I don't even know if this is still videoing. I asked the lady here why they light the little fires, and she said, so this was good, because I was driving here and I saw a guy lighting a fire. I don't even know if this is still videoing. I think it is. I saw a guy lighting a fire in the hills, and I'm like, why the fuck is he doing that? Like, that's kind of pissing me off. Like, why are you lighting? So anyways, I asked her, and she explained it, which it makes sense, I guess, now, and I didn't know. But so they actually burn when it's dry season like it is now, they burn the hillside, and then it's better for planting for the rice, and they'll grow rice in the, even where I am right now. I don't know if you can see it on video, but there's over there, there's like you can see all these layers in the, and it's all like rice terrace, right? It's like little, they carved little layer lines out, and they, every row has, I think they plant rice in the rows.